provocative idea is circulating in engineering circles. If your $500,000 engineer isn't spending at least $250,000 on AI tokens, something is broken. At first glance, it sounds like satire. But beneath the shock value lies a genuine shift in how elite engineering output is measured and what it means to be productive in the age of large language models. The real insight here isn't that AI replaces engineers. It's that AI replaces the slow, low-value friction that blocks senior engineers from doing their best work. Boilerplate code, scaffolding, first-pass architecture drafts that need 3 review cycles before they're worth discussing, all of that is now automatable. Senior engineers who refuse to offload that work are essentially choosing to spend their most expensive hours on the cheapest tasks. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The original quote glosses over. Token spend measures activity, not intelligence. An engineer can burn through enormous context windows chasing dead ends, prompting in circles, and accepting mediocre output simply because it arrived quickly. High spend without high judgment is just expensive noise. The number on your cloud bill doesn't tell you whether the engineer understood what the model gave them, or whether they shipped something worth shipping. The engineers who thrive in this environment have developed a precise mental model. The AI is a fast, confident collaborator who sometimes hallucinates and needs supervision. They know when to burn tokens and when to slow down and think first. They write tight evaluations, catch output drift early, and never ship code they haven't read and understood. This is a fundamentally different skill set than raw coding ability. It's closer to technical editorial judgment than traditional software craftsmanship. There are 2 engineers spending $250,000 in tokens per year. The first is on autopilot, accepting whatever the model returns, iterating blindly, and producing output that technically exists but lacks coherence. The second understands every line, corrects drift in real time, and ships projects in 2 months that would have taken 6. The token spend is identical. The value delivered is not even close. This distinction is the entire ballgame, and most organizations aren't measuring it. If your engineering organization starts optimizing for token spend as a proxy for productivity, you will accidentally reward the wrong behaviors. You'll incentivize volume over judgment, speed over comprehension, and activity over outcomes. The benchmark that actually matters is output quality per engineer per quarter. How much working, well-understood, high-leverage software did this person ship? That metric is harder to capture on a dashboard, but it's the only one that tells you whether your AI investment is compounding or burning. The companies winning right now aren't just giving engineers AI tools. They're redesigning team structures, review processes, and performance frameworks around the new reality of AI-augmented development. They're asking different interview questions, building different onboarding programs, and promoting engineers based on AI leverage and editorial judgment, not just raw output volume. The 500K engineer quote is really a prompt for leaders. Have you updated your mental model of what great engineering looks like in 2025? Ultimately, this conversation isn't really about tokens or salaries. It's about a fundamental redefinition of engineering leverage. AI raises both the floor and the ceiling of what a single engineer can produce. But it also amplifies the gap between engineers who think critically and those who don't. The engineers who will define the next decade aren't the ones spending the most on AI or even using it the most. They're the ones who have made judgment their core competency, knowing what to build, what to delegate, and what to scrutinize.